Thank you all for being here today. My name is State Representative William Bodie of House District 62. I represent South Fulton and Douglas County. We really appreciate everybody being here today. The focus of this press conference is SB 145. It is the rape neutral, gender neutral crime bill. This bill has been championed by GLBC member Senator James. Donzella James has done a great job in making sure this issue stays on the table, and she's going to be pursuing this issue again on behalf of constituents all over the state of Georgia. And also, this is a bill that's brought by students from the AUC, Morehouse College and Spelman College. They have championed the effort, worked with Senator James, and we're glad to have them here today. Now, without further ado, I will have Senator James to come and talk about the bill, SB 145, at this time.
Good morning. I'm State Senator Donzella James, and it's an honor and privilege to stand before you today to talk about what some people call a dirty little secret. But it's not. It's dirty. And some people keep it a secret because they're ashamed to talk about it. But they shouldn't be. It's a crime. And we must do something about it. I'm here today to discuss my authorship of Senate Bill 145. Sexual crimes are occurring much too frequently throughout the state of Georgia and throughout this country, and in particular on our college campuses or right outside of our college campuses. These crimes are heinous, and those who commit them deserve to be punished to the fullest extent of the law. Our state laws, however, have not been updated to afford all victims equality under the law. This is because our rape laws are gendered in that they currently define rape as a male assaulting a female. And that's all. After talking with students on college campuses throughout all of metropolitan Atlanta and throughout the state of Georgia, I've seen a need to update gender definition so that the law covers any victim of unwanted sexual acts. Under this bill, Senate Bill 145, the language of the law would be replaced with the word person. Encompass all victims of rape. You see, rape is rape. The law has been updated at the federal level thanks to these same students who have come to our congresspersons and worked very, very hard to get it passed. And yes, it was passed, and some states have also passed it, but not Georgia, not yet. We need to follow suit. So last year, I was honored to introduce Senate Bill 145 for this purpose. So Senate Bill 145 was committed to the Judiciary Committee of the Senate during the 2017 legislative session, and that's where it sits now. But hopefully we will be able to move it forward, and we will hopefully pass it in this 2018 session with all of your help. It'll be a win-win for the whole state of Georgia. I look forward to moving it ahead in the process in the next few weeks. Senate Bill 145 will empower men and women to report a rape that they may otherwise not have. We have given these sexual assaults a more powerful voice. We also are showing that the state of Georgia takes rape crimes seriously, no matter who the victim is. So I hope that everyone who is standing here with me will join me in saying these words. Rape is rape.
Rape
Rape is rape. And it's time for the state of Georgia to recognize that. Thank you, and there are other speakers who will give specifics.
At this time, I want to make sure we recognize the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus, the GLBC, and the members of our wonderful organization. I'm the communications chair for the GLBC, and we are proud to say that we're the largest, most progressive black caucus in these United States of America. Without further ado, I'm going to have our vice chair of the Georgia Black Legislative Caucus, Representative Sandra Scott, to speak at this time.
Good morning. I'm State Representative Sandra G. Scott. I represent District 76, Clayton-Henry County, and the Vice Chair of the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus. The Rape Gender Neutral Crime Bill is necessary in today's time and age to offer equal protection under the law for men and women who are sexually assaulted. Rape occurs not only between genders, but within genders. When someone's trust and security is violated, as it is in a sexual assault, victims need to know that should they choose to report their assault, they will have full recourse under the law. By providing gender-neutral language in the definition of rape, law enforcement is more empowered to protect all victims of sexual assault. Public safety is first and foremost our desire when it comes to the health and well-being of all of our citizens. Therefore, I ask you to join the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus and its support for the Rape Gender Neutral Crime Bill. Let all victims' voices be heard. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair. At this time, I want to have community activist and organizer, Mr. Tayo Wynn, to speak.
Greetings, my name is Tayo Wynn, and as a community millennial leader, and with respect to Bill 145, it is the intended purpose of the law to protect its citizens. Not a few, not many, but all of its citizens deserve to live in the comfort of knowing that they are protected under the law. This is a fundamental belief of our democracy. And although our system is not perfect, it is through meaningful and smart legislation, such as Senate Bill 145, that our great state advances forward, placing the demoralizing and heinous act of rape in proper context, and choosing to deter and prevent and protect future victims, regardless of their gender. Rape is rape, and it is our duty and obligation to recognize and acknowledge it for what it is, and to ensure that our laws reflect and honor that understanding. Thank you.
Now I would like to introduce a student champion. She was a champion when she first started this effort. She's still a champion today, but she was actually a student at Spelman College when she first began this effort, Amir Fenoy.
He still is.
Still is.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Amari Fenoy. I'm a junior political science major at Spelman College. I serve as the president of the Spelman College chapter of NAACP, as well as the political action chairwoman for the Youth and College Division. Today I'm here with some of my colleagues from Spelman College as well as Morehouse. I also have the Georgia Alliance for Social Justice and Georgia Equality with me. I met Senator James through her work with students and leaders of the NAACP. As a student advocate, I personally performed research for this bill myself. Senate Bill 145 is not only important to the groups that I represent today and I stand here with today, but it's also important to me as a sexual assault survivor. It is necessary to update our archaic state law defining who is a victim of rape to represent all survivors and victims of assault. Rape culture affects gays, transgenders, men, and women, and they are not protected on college campuses, in prisons, or around Georgia, and we must make that a change. The current code does not represent or reflect our community as a whole. Male survivors are not rare, and we must eliminate that thought. This is indeed a social justice issue, and it will intersect with criminal, civil rights, the LGBTQIA community, and we must work together in order to create a change in the state of Georgia to make us more progressive as a state that we're trying to portray ourselves as. We are the most progressive state in the South, and we must continue to be that. I want to thank Senator James for giving us the opportunity as students at Spelman and Morehouse, and I would love to see this bill pass this session. Thank you.
Now, at this time, I am so honored to introduce someone that I'm very, very, very close to. Our relationship in working on HIV awareness and issues that affect African Americans and people of color in this state is very important. She is an activist for the LGBTQT community. She's also very, very, very active with HIV awareness. We had a symposium about a month or two ago. She is the youngest member of this Georgia House of Representatives.
Yes.
My vice chair, my friend, Representative Park Cannon.
All right.
Yeah.
That was great. Wow, that was wonderful. And good afternoon to you all. We are happy to be here on a very subject that is painful to many people in the LGBTQIA+ community. Rape is rape. And now with the Rape Gender Neutral Crime Bill, we can make that important decision known in Georgia. As we are all aware, rape is a crime that is underreported. When we look at the data, people do not report sexual assault as much as they could. Victims of sexual assault, when they do report though, take an opportunity to pursue justice against an assailant, and that takes courage. And for members of the LGBTQIA+ community, this decision can even be fraught with more anxiety, as our current law defines rape as being between a man and a woman. This law does not even include the people who have decided to report despite what it takes. So our state laws must reflect this equal attainment of justice. We are currently being let down by our law enforcement and judicial system in this way due to the state law. If a victim of an unwanted sexual act is brave enough to submit their report and tell what has happened, they are going through the process of justice. They must be assured that this violation that occurred will be punished or will face some sort of restorative action. But this can only happen under a law that fully reflects what rape is. So in echoing the people who have spoken today, those who are standing with us, I thank you so much for the courage it takes to stand here. Rape is rape, and our state law does not reflect that. We are moving forward with Senate Bill 145 to make sure that Georgia does reflect that. And in this time, if there are questions, we will take those. We're also going to let Representative Abel Mabel Thomas speak to the issue before questions.
First, giving honor to God as the leader of my life, I'd like to thank the young people, specifically the young lady from Spelman. I get a chance to speak with her, and she explained it, and it makes perfect sense. And so all of the students, I want to say, salute you, because really students spark revolution. They always have and they always will. So we appreciate y'all having that vision. And also, I want to say a positive shout out to State Senator Donzella James. She's on the case. It's not by chance they would meet her and let her handle the bill. Because one thing for sure, in the Senate, she stands up and she gets things done. My background sort of on this issue is I'm the author of what they call in Georgia Rape Shield Law, which makes it hard for a woman's past sexual history to be brought into a rape case unless there was a prior relationship between the two. So we might need to see if we need any adjustment as it relates to that as well. So I'm just here to say that, that it is so timely. It is so timely that we deal with it. And I don't think that the Georgia General Assembly is going to be able to deny this issue if we continue to put the pressure on them, because it says that's already national. Other people are doing it. We don't have to be last in everything. So we need to step up and keep the pressure, because this is a sound bill, a bill that makes justice for all, and it's something that's way overdue. I again salute all those persons from the Legislative Black Caucus of Georgia Equality and all these organizations that have come together, because the time is now. Because what? Rape is rape. Thank you so much. Okay. I don't know Dave. I know you.
I got it.
Questions now, y'all.
Question? The question over there?
Are there any questions?
Senator, like you were saying, this is almost like in my mind, is almost a no-brainer.
Exactly.
What criticisms are you hearing, or what are reasons why people are saying, no, we don't want to do this, or are you hearing anything?
Well, the Judiciary Committee has said that they want to check with the prosecutors. Atlanta has already implemented this because it passed on the federal level. And the only complaint that anyone had was that it increased the number of rapes. But actually, the rapes were sexual assaults already, so they were already terrible crimes. And they were already rapes, but they were not calling them that. So who cares what the statistics are going to show? The bottom line is now it's correcting a problem. But on the other hand, the advocates are saying it's stopping the prisoners who were being raped. Now they're reporting it as rape and not sexual assault. And if they know who did it, now those people are not just getting a slap on the wrist, but they're getting their sentence expanded. And so that is going to help some of these young people who maybe have an offense and go into the penal system, and now they won't be raped. And that's what it is, raped. So, you know, it's going to help all the way around. Any other questions? It's a win-win for all, and I hope that we can lobby all of our legislators, not just the Judiciary Committee, but all of them, so that we can pass this legislation and get our governor to sign this, and to be another feather in his cap before he leaves office.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rape is rape.
Rape is rape.
Rape is rape. Rape is rape. Rape is rape. Rape is rape.
Thank
Rape
you.
is rape.